How gay is the NBA? Now, if I show it to you, ain't no coming back. Ain't no excuses. Because it's very, very, very gay.
Hey, sometimes, Skip Bayless, the old saying, you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find the prince. How that makes me behave. You know, like something like the moon, like a full moon, some people act, strange. That's how I get with LeBron.
Well, because your teammates made a very strong statement by insisting that you put this on. Any thoughts to share?
You see that pink? You see the pink right there? I don't know, right there. You see the pink and his suit.
Oh, the NFL too. They don't get no pass either.
This time the Redskins put a spy on Dak Prescott. He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. that's kind of gay, but hey.
Otay Ranch, and in honor of breast cancer awareness, October is about to come to an end. So I want to know who they wore pink for this month. So I'm here with Adrian, who's a wide receiver for the Mustangs. Adrian, who did you wear pink for?
How that makes me behave. You know, like something like the moon, like a full moon, some people act, strange. Hey, sometimes, Skip Bayless, the old saying, you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find the prince.
So I want to know who they wore pink for this month.
This time the Redskins put a spy on Dak Prescott. He starts to come and then he pulls out.
A far less subtle sign is seen across the National Football League during the month as everything turns pink. Towels, wristbands, gloves, hats, cleats, end zones, logos, cheerleaders' uniforms, referees' whistles. If the NFL can make it pink, they do, because it's part of an important initiative. Also, you can buy stuff. On NFLshop.com, you can buy 530 different pink-themed items. You have lanyards, keychains, hoodies, blankets, hats, shirts, etc., etc. You can wrap yourself up in everything pink.
I think it was to a fashion show he wore it, and he had the cell phone picture, the pink flip phone, the pink hat, the pink fur. They was clowning him. 2-3 weeks later, everybody was wearing pink. Boom. That's one of his signature moves. I'm going to go ahead and just throw these on, man. I got to give you the on feed. Look at the detail right there. Look at the detail right there. I mean,
I need to pay attention to what y'all got going on out there in that free world, man. This ain't no video game, homie. You can't hit reset and start over. You shaking your head like you understand what I'm saying. I don't think you do. I think you still feel like it's a game. This here, homie, don't fly in here, man.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna really say too much, man, because y'all really stupid. And I don't like talking to stupid people. All right? You got on this bright-ass pink shirt on, and you in jail like that cool. You're stupid. Go home, tell your mom you love her. Go do your homework or something. Go do some homework for your sister. Just do something, because you're stupid.
This month is all about pink. Think pink. Wear pink. Raise awareness for breast cancer.
My daughter, pink is her favorite color. My hair is pink, my heart is pink, and my toenails are pink.
He was told that he can't wear pink accessories in honor of breast cancer beyond the month of October. He wants to be able to wear pink headphones, pink cleats, and other pink accessories all season long.
Oh, I don't know yet. I mean, I can go, you can go with the pink skivvies, but no one's going to know except for you. I have a lot of purple. But the transformation to pink, I haven't quite made yet.
All right. Well, you got a lot of female listeners. We'll see if they send in you some pink Speedos. If they do, you got to put them on, man.
You just need a good pat on the backside. Excuse me, Kenny, may I ask you a question?
Whoa, whoa, can I just dance? You got to buy me dinner first. How about running down?
Yeah, that's running down.
How about running down?
To create a different color. So you have the lighter pink here that goes along all the translucent parts and on the midsole, but then you have this middle section that shows a little darker pop of that pink, and that's with the double dye. And then you can even see it a little bit here on the translucent panels here, like the taping that goes around the bottom of the shoe.
I had to go with another designer who had to get a suit ready in, I would say about 16 to 24 hours. And of course, the only colors not getting picked is the suit that's most available. So I tried to make it work. I thought it was gonna be more of a purple than this, but I guess it's pink, and it's gonna work out for me.
The NFL, every October, needs to stop wearing pink. Yeah. Now, does that piss you off? Because that's not what should piss you off. This is what should piss you off. Every October, the NFL dons pink. They wear, the referees wear pink, the players wear pink, they don pink all throughout the stadiums. All of this is done in an attempt to raise money and awareness for the American Cancer Society and breast cancer awareness and research. But did you know that the American Cancer Society only receives about 8% of the profits that are generated from all of the pink official NFL licensed merchandise? Yeah, only 8%, and a small percentage of that 8% is what actually goes to cancer research as well as preventative mammographies. The rest of that 8% actually goes to like raising awareness, but it has to be used within 100 miles of an NFL franchise in their home stadium.
All right, Austin, you just got your first cast, 9 years old, 4th grade, in Germany, and the man asked you what color you wanted, and what did you tell him?
Yellow.
And if they didn't have yellow?
Pink.
Pink it is. And please tell me why you chose pink.
Because most people in football are wearing pink and for cancer.
What's that?
Keep this color on your toes that you told me that you've been keeping on your feet for a long time. So can you tell me why you're trying to rival me in pedicures, and what's the story behind the fuchsia toes?
Okay, so May 6th last year is when my mom got turned over to hospice, and my daughter painted my toes for the first time. And so I walked in after talking to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, I like your toes." And I was like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna keep them like that."
Are you tough enough to wear pink? That is the question the Falconer Midget football team is asking as they prepare for their second annual Tough Enough to Wear Pink football game.
First of all, you want to take off the thing that makes the loop, the little Velcro, and obviously when you put it together, it has a little loop here. So you take that off, and what you want to do is take your football belt and run this part through the belt, run the top part through the belt, and just kind of spread it out. And then once it's like, this is the front way. This is how a lot of players will wear their towel.
YouTube logo, dog. Quit playing with me, dog.
Yo. Game time in this thing. Like I said, hey, we're out here running 3 guards with this, so it's never going to be easy. But, hey, we have some of the most talented guards in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this boy Keith got his back away. This man.
Okay, baby.
Yo, what's up? It's Xavier Gaming here, and today, guys, I am showcasing you a BCA team, an all-pink team other than Travis Frederick.
Several players were caught on camera changing clothes after the game during Albert Breer's interview with Adam Pac-Man Jones. Breer was completely oblivious to the fact that in the background, the butts and genitals of many players could be seen on camera. While some players seemed to catch on to what was happening and made sure to cover up their junk with towels, others were completely oblivious to the cameras and began stripping down right in front of the camera. The NFL Game Day Live anchors couldn't hold in laughter after Breer's interview.
Oh, wowie zowie. What an interview.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It's amazing.
What are you guys doing? Coach Vincent's going to show me the weight room.
Donnie wants to be a big player, like his big brother.
Thanks, but we gotta get going. Our mom's waiting for us.
Your mom's not here, is she? Donnie said she got another job. Working nights now, too, cleaning offices downtown. You boys are lucky to have a mom that works so hard to take care of you. 2 different dads, but no dads. I'm sure it must be difficult.
A former youth coach in the tri-state already sentenced to federal prison for making child porn admits to more sex crimes today. Michael Schweitzer pleaded guilty in Boone County Court to abusing 6 boys between August of 2011 and June of 2013. That's when he volunteered as a coach for several Boone County baseball, basketball, football, and wrestling teams.
British former football coach Barry Bennell was charged on Tuesday with 8 historical offences of sexual assault against a boy under the age of 14.
And we begin at 4:30 with the punishment for a former school janitor and coach who was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a student.
In fact, you may remember other students took the stand as well last month, also accusing him of molesting them. Look at Syra Onwer is live. She's in Coral Springs with more on the sentence today. Syra.
So Robert Grant was a janitor and an athletic coach here at Coral Springs Middle School when he molested these young boys. He was convicted in late October and sentenced this morning.
Former football coach and youth minister is behind bars this evening, facing 42 charges related to child abuse and molestation. 54-year-old Charlie Hamrick is accused of abusing 5 total victims dating all the way back to 1997.
Jerry Sandusky arriving in court in Pennsylvania for sentencing. Less than a year ago, his was not a household name. Today, it's synonymous with mass child abuse.
Well, a former high school wrestling coach who collected thousands of dollars for a fake battle with cancer is going to prison for that and an even worse crime.
They discovered he also sexually abused a boy he helped coach in wrestling. Today at his sentencing, we heard just how rough it's been for this family. Now, probably forced to move and start over.
This local coach victimized at least 2 children, and they're worried there may be more. The claims against that baseball coach have the Livingston County Sheriff's Office asking parents to have a difficult discussion with their children.
Joseph Frappier is accused of molesting 2 boys at his home in Heartland. That's where we find our Rod Maloney with the disturbing details of the case. Rod?
In the springtime, parents will line up so that they can sign their children up to play baseball, to learn the game, to learn sportsmanship, teamwork, character, and the like. But Livingston County Sheriff's Department is telling us tonight that in this area, one coach was offering a vastly different kind of lesson, one parents didn't want, and now the coach is behind bars.
Because it's very, very, very gay.
Hey, sometimes, Skip Bayless, the old saying, you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find the prince. You got to kiss a lot of
First off, I rarely do breakdowns on these garbage talk shows, and especially like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey to me is top 5 coon of all time. Even if we add in every coon from the medieval times up until now, he is still top 5 to me. I keep telling y'all too, him, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and all of them, they have a little clique. And they all have that same agenda, which is dumb down the black community. They target the black community. One talk show segment, one movie, one show at a time. It's part of Hollywood, man. All Hollywood is a ritualistic, satanic, cult-filled, idol-worshiping snake pit / Roman day circus. I'm gonna show y'all how dark they get though. Let me explain what the Lord showed me concerning this sit down with Monique and Steve Harvey. Follow me. First and foremost, even though Monique was blackballed by Hollywood, she is still under the Baphomet. Let's not get it twisted. She worships Satan, and so does Steve. Steve got in his position by telling on Bernie Mac. They off Bernie Mac and Steve moved up. Now, what if I told you that they went from kicking Monique out the circle to begging her to come back in? What if I told you that Monique has something on Steve, Oprah, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry? See, when Monique first got blackballed, she called them all up on the phone to console with them, and she stated they told her she wasn't in the wrong. But what she didn't say was what else they were saying on that phone, y'all. And I'm telling you all, Monique has some vital recordings of them all that she is using as her ticket to get back in Hollywood. Because y'all know they usually don't let them back in. Once they done with you, they done with you. Think about it. How much would a recording of Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Steve go for on the market? Especially if they on there saying things against those who put them on. Ain't no telling what they said when she called them up on the phone. Ain't no telling what they told Monique. They were so happy to see her being beat down and was so glad it wasn't them that when they got on that phone, they probably talked about everything, and they talked very loose. Imagine Oprah on the phone like, yeah, girl, they did you wrong. They even tried me up on such and such date. She was probably name dropping too. And I guarantee you, that's how she got him. Some things were said that they don't want to leak out. And I can tell you that much because Steve is really begging in this interview, y'all. See, Hollywood is really about who you know and how much dirt you have on each other. That's how they operate. Steve is even going to say towards the end that he will get Oprah, Tyler, and Lee to publicly apologize to Monique. But let me tell you what this really is. Check it out. Monique has the recording, and she is going to climb back in the game up the backs of the same people she is blackmailing. It's crazy, ain't it? But it's real. Steve Harvey was just the first to visit on the list. Don't worry, Oprah, she coming your way too. No one knows about this recording but the parties involved. And they aim to keep it that way. Y'all, think about it. What could make the billionaire Oprah apologize? I never seen Oprah apologize to a soul. What would make Steve Harvey beg? Beg for a woman to come back that he literally was kicking down the drain just a while ago. One of the reasons Monique stated she was blackballed was because her and her husband refused to go up in a hotel room with who she quoted to be some very powerful people. She laid low for a while, then she emerged again. And guess what? She dropped a hint to everyone, including Tyler, about the recording she has. Y'all remember it?
Yeah. So there's never been one moment that I said, maybe had I just done it this way, or like Tyler Perry said, had you just played by their rules, I think your career would have been different. And as I said to Tyler Perry, what are you saying to me?
But she dropped it in a way that only he would know what she was talking about. Once Tyler Perry received a signal, you know he warned Oprah, Lee Daniels, and Steve, and they reached out to her. That's why in this interview, Steve says like twice he is sorry to her for not returning her call when he should have, and not early on. We have never seen a man beg like Steve begged in this video. Hollywood is a dirty game, and they playing it to the fullest, y'all. Trust me. An agreement was made. Monique is just one demon who outsmarted four. But in the end, they are all foolish for worshiping Satan.
This is Monique, man. I'm telling you.
Baby, he be saying it like I'm a problem.
Oh, you have been a problem.
Well, Steve, okay.
What was it? Let's go.
Let's go.
You started getting labeled as difficult.
Yes.
Why do you believe that happened? And do you see that changing, and why?
I got labeled as difficult. My husband and my husband is Sydney, who happens to be my manager. We got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey. I said no to Tyler Perry. I said no to Lee Daniels. And I said no to Lionsgate. And the difficulty came in when people that look like me, like Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, and I gotta put my brother Steve on the list. Y'all knew I was not wrong. Each one of you said to me, Monique, you're not wrong. And when I heard you go on the air and you said, my sister done burnt too many bridges and there's nothing I can do for her now. Steve, do you know how hurt I was?
Simone, now let me give you this. Because you and I had this conversation, I thought you went about it wrong. See, I felt that you had done yourself a disservice by the way you chose to go about it.
Tell me how I went about it.
I was cool with you with your deal with Netflix. I was cool with you. The two problems that we had. Number one.
So we've got to get to a place where we're unafraid to say it out loud.
Okay.
What I would have loved, what I would have appreciated from my brother was had you picked up the phone before you went on the air and said, Monique, you've burned too many bridges and there's nothing I can do. See, I would have appreciated had my brother called me up and said, baby, let's talk. Because you doing that was a part of me being difficult. Was had you picked up the phone. Because you doing that was a part of me being difficult.
But not before that, though.
Yes, baby.
Remember the moment on stage. But you done just said this to these three people. And these three people,
yes,
not because they're powerful, but because of who they've come. And what happens is, I told you, we can't cure darkness with more darkness.
When you called me with the morning show on the phone, I said to you, Steve, my family is suffering behind this. And y'all know I did nothing wrong. Y'all know my husband did nothing wrong. But none of y'all in real time, was strong enough to go publicly and say, we can't throw our sister under the bus.
Because, Mo, listen to me. We fighting two wars here.
What war?
There's two wars. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
See, I'm hearing what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it. When the narrative changes. But if all of y'all said, this is the only issue I have with it, baby, when all of y'all said privately, to include Oprah, all of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do this any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here.
Let me tell you something.
That flexing, we got to flex a different way. We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This the money game.
But
we in the money game. And you cannot sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game, but let me tell you what the game is before the money game. Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. and we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
and wait a minute.
if
wait
I
a minute.
crumble,
if you
my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way. All right, I'm back here with my sister Monique, and we're getting real. Come on, so listen to me. Here is what I want you to understand about this whole thing.
Yes.
As we try to come through this, because what I want really is for you to come through, because I know who you really are. And so what I want you to do is come through this with a different way. Because you, Monique, you my girl. I love you like a sister. I hate what's happening to you. I hate what they're saying that's not true. I want them to know that you are caring, that you're a great mother, that you're an incredible talent. I don't like the fact that you've been blackballed. You can be unblackballed. You too talented to have to worry about all this where the next one coming from. I want this to end for you. I want it to end for you, Monique, because I love you. Because these people are doing it the wrong way, and you better than that. You are better than that. I probably should have called you as soon as, but I didn't. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I didn't. When I did call you, I listened to you. But I began telling you at the very beginning, I think we're going about this the wrong way. Now, we keep saying stuff in the interim that keeps just making it worse. Hollywood know you talented.
But it's making it worse for who?
It's making it worse.
For who?
Okay, if you think it's cool, then it's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not cool, Mo.
For who?
It's not cool.
For who?
The fact that we're sitting here arguing like this.
We're not arguing.
Okay. You are valuable to us all. You are valuable to Tyler Perry. You are valuable to Oprah, to Lee Daniels. We can't do this without talent. See, me and you, we talent. They can't do this without us. You take us out of Hollywood, they have to close some doors around here. It is not the same without us. You are too valuable. I don't want to lose your gift to the world because we're trying to prove a point when we can prove the point by doing it in a more loving way. This one we're gonna close out like this. I'm gonna try and arrange. I'm gonna do my best to get the conversations that need to be had between you and these people so you can hear from them. I'm gonna then ask them would they say it publicly for the benefit of everybody. Looking back on it, I should have picked up the phone and called you more readily.
I appreciate it.
I probably should have done that. Just looking on it, that's probably what I should have did.
That's all I wanted.
But I didn't. So now I'm here and moving forward as your big brother. I just want to help you.
Knew you would show up. What you want?
What is this?
What you think it is?
I know what it is, but I thought you said you would never put me on child support, man. I've been doing everything.
I thought about it and I was like, I can get that on time every month. I ain't never about calling you, so what's better?
You never have to call me about anything. I make sure
But
she's
it works
good.
better because I get it like clockwork.
I know what it is, but I thought you said you would never put me on child support, man. I've been doing everything.
Because I get it like clockwork.
Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43. He go to his supervisor, who is this garnishment? They show him a picture of his baby mama.
I've been paying $1,800 a month for 7 years. I paid $900 a month for 10 years. Do the math. Do the math. $1,800 a month for 7 years. I paid $900 a month for 10 years. Do the math. Do the math.
It's got Bluetooth.
You know, up in my house too.
It got a Bluetooth in it, and it got to vibrate. It vibrates.
I don't see no Bluetooth. Where the Bluetooth at?
You don't see that phone up to it. When the girl hooked the phone up to
You know what?
it,
I don't want no stolen. I don't want nothing stolen from you.
It's not stolen.
So where you get it from?
Child support is not designed to help children. Child support was designed so the government can get a little bit of piece of the pie from the parents.
Anyway, I get a paper in the mail saying that that CPS ordered a judgment for child support for me to pay the caretaker, which is my ex-sister. And I'm like, wait a minute, why I gotta pay child support when my ex don't have the kids? Why should I have to pay to her sister when it's her fault?
What I'm about to tell you is going to challenge everything you and I have been taught to believe, but here's the truth. The child support system is a fraud. Holding men responsible for the birth of children is as backward and archaic as blaming the gender of a child on its mother. Think about it. Women have 16 different forms of contraception. They have the ability to abort a child without the father's permission. Even a married woman can go into an abortion clinic and there's legally nothing her husband can do to stop her. And women have a loophole within adoption that allow for them to be able to put a child up without the father giving away his legal rights. Everything that you as a man can do cannot be superseded by a woman's choice. Face it, if you're a man and you've been paying child support or your wages have been garnished for the sake of child support, you're being played for a fool. Now, if you want to donate money of your own free will, then by all means, go ahead. But the state and the federal government have no business setting payment amounts, garnishing wages, and imprisoning people who do not comply. The child support industry boasts that it makes about $500 billion a year off the lives of these children. If you'll notice, everyone in the system starts off in the hole owing money. You may say that all that money is going into the welfare of the child, but look at it objectively. One, you can use that money on anything, and there's nobody making sure that it's being used on the child in question. Pretty suspicious, don't you think? And two, no matter how you try to smooth talk it, the bottom line is you're putting a price tag on the lives of these children.
But I thought you said you would never put me on child support, man. I've been doing everything.
Do the math. Do the math.
I get it like clockwork.
Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43.
Child support was designed so the government can get a little bit of piece of the pie from the parents.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
But the reality in Memphis is just because you're not the daddy doesn't mean Shelby County Juvenile Court won't make you pay.
I was down there in handcuffs and chains.
Over the years, Edward Bowdery had his driver's license stripped and once even found himself in handcuffs over child support payments for a child that's not his.
Let's look at the word ratify, okay? Ratify. The word ratify should be limited to the final approval of a voidable transaction. All right. So if a judge is ratifying a child support order, he's doing that under contract, whether it was under contract or not. All right. Regardless of that, it is that child support order is a voidable order because it was ratified by one who theretofore had the optional right to relieve himself of its obligation. By one. Who's that one? That is you. Okay. You have the optional right to relieve yourself from a child support obligation, and you're going to learn that here today.
I would like to say I have no intentions on badgering the children's mothers in any fashion. That is not what this is about. This is about how child support decides to take it in their hands in a lot of cases and pursue a case that is not supposed to be pursued. I understand if someone goes and gets on a FDC or some other sort, the father will get sued, especially if you sign the birth certificate like I did. That is not the issue here. The issue here with me is they won't let me see a judge to get me a modified number so I can work.
We don't allow recording in our office.
Oh, you don't allow recording? Why is that, ma'am?
You can turn it off.
Are you, what's your name?
You have to turn that off.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, ma'am. Have you ever heard of the First Amendment of the Constitution?
Because within this time frame, besides my license being taken, besides them putting a levy on my bank account, meaning they closed it, I had to quit a part-time job because I couldn't work full-time because I'm getting AFDC. So I'm working 25 hours and they taking half of my check. That's the reason why I need to see a judge. So I can get my numbers modified. If not, get this whole case thrown out because they shouldn't be suing me because all my money is for interest. I owe $0 to child support. This is all interest, and it is at $21,000 right now.
I don't want none of this. What you got? I'm up here losing my damn mind, running up and down the streets.
Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43.
Do the math. Do the math. You ain't in my shoes, so you don't know what it feels like. Look at this. Look at this. Look at us. I'm not looking over there. Look at our circumstances, man. Look where we from. I'm tired of this, man. I'm sick of worrying about whip cars. I'm sick of worrying about the government. I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
How much they pay me? Hold on, are you the CSS or the RS? I thought this was child support services.
It is, but I need you to report when you get any additional income.
Hold up, that whatever I make is mine. I take care of my kids. That's what God told me to do. Or go check my kids. They don't need nothing. I take care of them. Now, whatever the mama need, they ain't got nothing to do with me. That they say, hey, tell them get out stuff and go work. You hear me?
Okay, well, I'm just doing my job. All I need to know is how much you bring in so I can do.
How much you make?
How much you make?
Yeah, how much you make?
That's personal.
Yeah, this is personal.
Question. The house, I paid $235,000 to purchase, and you have the documentation to show that in Exhibit B. And I paid $230,000 to build it. That's $465,000. You had it signed over on my behalf, so I'm under the impression that I'm paid. If I'm not, then that's news to me.
That you're paid for child support?
Yes, sir, that would exceed all child support. $1,500 a month, as Attorney Casa stated. $1,500 a month times 12 is
Do the math.
Right. If that
times 10 years before my
that